call it to order on January 2nd, 2024 at 8 o'clock. I ask for people that are attending virtually to keep your microphones muted until and ready you're wanting to speak at public comment, and also for those of us that are in the boardroom today to silence our phones on other electronic devices. And with that, I will also, let's see where it is here on the script. I don't see it on here, but there is information on today's agenda that allows for members of the public to attend virtually. So welcome to anyone that might be out there. And with that, I will lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Then we will, well, before we do that, sorry. I'm having contact lens issues today, so I'm jumping around a little bit. I will call on directors in roll call order for questions and discussion in the following order: Director Gracia, Director Bloomer, Secretary Treasurer McKenna, Vice President Bowman, and President Ortega. And all votes will be conducted via roll call. And with that, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, Secretary or Assistant Secretary Baca, if you could take the roll call.
Director Gracia.
Present.
Director Bloomer.
Present.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
Present.
Vice President Bowman.
Present.
And President Ortega.
Present.
All present.
Thank you. And with that, we will move to, let's see, we will move to the election of officers, and then we will from there go to public comment. So this is the time for the election of board officers. So at this time, the board can discuss nominations before any motion is made. I'll ask for, first we'll start with a nomination for board president. Someone who wants to make a motion, and then I will ask for a second. And once we have that, we will take a roll call vote. So I'll be looking for a motion for the office of board president.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, I would be honored to re-nominate you to serve as president for another year.
Oh, thank you.
I'll second that.
Oh, okay. So I have a first and a second from Directors Gracia and Secretary Treasurer McKenna. And with that, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Gracia.
Aye.
Director Bloomer.
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
Aye.
Vice President Bowman.
Aye.
And President Ortega.
Aye.
Motion passes.
I guess I get to vote for myself. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now we can move to the office of Vice President. And once again, I'll look for a motion from one of the members of the board and then a second. So with that,
I'll again move to re-nominate Vice President Bowman for another term. I think you guys have both done a great job and look forward to another year of your leadership. Thank you.
thank you. Look for a second.
I'll second.
Thank you. So maybe we have a first from Director Gracia, a second from Director Bloomer, and with that, we'll take a roll call vote, please.
Director Gracia.
Aye.
Director Bloomer.
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
Aye.
Vice President Bowman.
Aye.
And President Ortega.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. That takes us to nominations for Secretary Treasurer, and look for a motion to nominate a member of this board, and then I'll look for a second, and then we'll have a roll call vote. So I would like, no, go ahead. I would like to re-nominate our current Secretary Treasurer, Director McKenna.
Second.
So I have a first and a second. First from from President Ortega, the second from Vice President Bowman. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Gracia.
Aye.
Director Bloomer.
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
Aye.
Vice President Bowman.
Aye.
And President Ortega.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Now we'll move to public comment, item number 4. So these are for items that are within the interest of the Water Agency, but are not on today's agenda. We received, Assistant Secretary Baca, any comments from the public? Or, comments from the public?
No comments have been received.
Okay, and the only person I see on the call is our general counsel, so I don't know if we have anybody else. No?
We have quite a few other attendees that
Oh.
we're going to show on the screen right
Oh,
now.
okay. Yeah, I can't see them, so. Okay. Right. So we have quite a few people on today. Welcome, everybody. I'll ask for if there's anyone on the call that would like to participate in public comment for an item not on our agenda this morning. Please raise your hand electronically. Seeing none, if there's anyone in the boardroom that would like to speak at this point on an item not on today's agenda. Seeing none, we can move to the next item, which is 5, public comment on items listed on today's agenda. And similarly, this will be, we'll ask you to keep your comments to 3 minutes or less. And this would be items that we currently have on today's agenda. Have we received any public comments with regard to items on the agenda?
No comments have been received.
Okay, thank you. How about members of the public who are participating virtually? Seeing none, we can move to the boardroom. If there's anyone in the boardroom today who would like to comment on an item on today's agenda, please please present yourself at the podium. And seeing none, we can move to the next item, which is item 6, the consent calendar. We have quite a few items on the consent calendar today. This is an opportunity for members of this board who may wish to have a conversation or discussion on one of the items to make that known at this point. Otherwise, I'll be looking for a motion to accept the consent calendar as presented by staff.
So moved.
Okay, I have a first from Director Gracia. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Director Gracia with the first, and a second from Director Bloomer. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Director Gracia,
Aye.
Director Bloomer,
Aye.
Secretary Treasurer McKenna,
Aye.
Vice President Bowman,
Aye.
and President Ortega.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Item 7, Secretary Treasurer's Report from November 2023. With that, I'll turn it over to our Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
For November 2023, the operating fund received $3.3 million in water sales revenue receipts, $99,000 in recycled water sales revenue receipts, $13,861 in power sales revenue from Southern California Edison for Snow Creek Hydro. We also received $480,000 in construction deposits from Perez Gardens LLC, $30,000, City of Palm Springs, $72,000, SWI Company Construction, $56,000, Toll Brothers, $96,000, and Cathedral Cove LLC, $225,000, indicating a lot of construction activity on the way.
Absolutely.
We paid $2.3 million in accounts payable. Our year-to-date water sales are 4% under budget, revenues are 3% over budget, and total expenses are 12% under budget. There were 23,433 active potable water accounts billed in November, a decrease of 77 due to a timing issue on some of the meter readings. General Fund received $100,000 in replenishment assessments from private pumpers, $133,000 in Water Management Agency payments from Coachella Valley Water District for the Mission Creek Recharge Facility, and included in cash receipts is $236,000 from Gray One Del Mar LLC for land sale proceeds. We paid $1.3 million in state water project charges, making year-to-date total of $9.4 million. Received on the wastewater fund, $76,000, and paid $82,000. That's the report.
Thank you. We can now move to item 9, which would be director's reports on meetings and events intended on behalf of the agenda since our last meeting.
Mis-
I'm sorry.
Item number 8.
Yes.
Jenna.
It is, it's really not, thank you.
New year. We're rolling.
That's why I'm going to be starting to wear glasses more often. Item 8 is the general manager's report, and that would be Mr. Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ortega. The first item on the report here is our Tockwitz Reservoir site. This site is within the California's very high fire severity zone map, which is inspected by the Palm Springs Fire Department annually. And what we're required to do is to ensure that it is cleaned as far as all the ground, to ensure that there are no fire hazards. So as you can see, down-to-earth landscaping from the photos, we have some before and after. Before is from all the tree leaves and so forth, and you can see they come in and they just clean that out. Another before and after, you see they do a very extensive job there to keep that up to compliance. And the fire department is very pleased whenever we do this work. So, all right. The next item is another milestone, and this is the Department of Water Resources has certified the final EIR for the Delta Conveyance Project, which this occurred on December 21st. They approved the Delta Conveyance Project and certified the EIR. And they selected the Bethany Reservoir alignment for further engineering, design, and permitting. And this is a key project to California's water resilience portfolio and Governor Newsom's water supply strategy. The environmental review included a 142-day public comment period in which DWI received more than 700 letters and 7,000 individual comments. In certifying the EIR and approving the project, DWR has determined the environmental review complies with CEQA. And now that the environmental review is complete and the project has been approved, DWR will take the next steps to pursue numerous state and federal permits and authorizations, including those required by State Water Resource Control Board, Delta Stewardship Council, and compliance with state and federal Endangered Species Act. And DWR will also continue to develop community benefits programs, and the Construction Authority will provide a new cost estimate and benefit cost analysis in mid-2024. Just wanted to make everyone aware that the office will be closed on January 15th for Martin Luther King Day. And next item is our pipeline leak data. Pretty short list here. It was only over a couple weeks. There are a couple mains that are on our replacement pipeline that are Luella Road is on our job that just was authorized for award. And then, of course, Avenida Caballeros, which we will be starting this month, which we're very excited about. And then our list of activities and meetings, very short list here. One mediation meeting. There were some state water contractor meetings and executive committee meetings. And with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you. Director Gracia, do you have any questions for Mr. Johnson?
Just one that you may not know the answer to, but what did the Twin Tunnels version make it to the EIR approval?
I believe that the EIR that just was approved dealt with single
Right.
tunnels.
But prior to this version, the single tunnel, there was a twin tunnels. I just wondered if that had made it as far along as this one did. And I know it's a reach because I should know that as well.
Yeah,
but
I believe it did not. So that was a California Water Fix
Oh, right.
project, and they were under EIR process, but I do not believe that it made it to this point.
Okay.
I think legal counsel, did you want to speak?
Yeah.
Yes, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Steve, I think is right on the mark. It was in the, an environmental document had been prepared. It was under review. There were comments. There was a threat of litigation, and then there was a change in the administration, and the new governor came in and changed the concept from a dual tunnel to a single tunnel project. That was not as a result of a lawsuit. There's a question whether the threat of a lawsuit was influential in his decision to change the concept from dual tunnel to single tunnel.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, Director Gracia?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay. Director Bloomer? No questions. Okay, thank you. Secretary Treasurer McKenna?
No, nothing for me, thank you.
Thank you. And Vice President Bowman?
Nothing from me.
Great. And nothing else from me at this point. So now we can go to item 9, Director's Reports on meetings and events attended on behalf of the agency since our last meeting. So Director Gracia, we'll start with you, please.
Well, I can go by memory here. As I recall, there was only one meeting that would have fallen between the last one and this one, and that would have been CVWD, but they didn't hold a meeting that day, and they're going to hold a special meeting today at 1 o'clock. So I'll be attending that
Great.
in its place. But other than that, there were no
Great.
compensatable events.
Thank you. Director Bloomer
I did not attend any events.
and Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
I did not attend any meetings at all in the last 2 weeks.
Okay. And Vice President Bowman.
Yeah, we had our executive committee meeting last week, and that was it.
Okay. And as well, the executive committee meeting, but no other meetings outside of water agency business. So with that, we can, I guess we can move to director's comments and requests, and we'll start with Director Gracia.
I don't really, I just want to, I was reading through some of the emails that I get on, and there was a listing of job openings, and one of them was at our agency here. So I clicked on the link out of curiosity and ended up finding a podcast that our assistant general manager, I guess still assistant general manager, participated in with one of our engineers, and I just thought I'd bring it to your attention. It was worth, I think, almost 2 hours. I don't know. It was a long podcast, but it was very good and very helpful to, I guess it seems to me that it's a excellent way to reach out to prospective people that for hiring and recruitment. And I just wanted to thank you for it and encourage you to keep doing it. I thought it was a very powerful tool. Thanks.
No, thank you. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. Director Bloomer.
I do not have anything. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Secretary Treasurer McKenna.
All I want to say is Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah, thank you. And Vice President Bowman.
Nothing to add other than I think our first year here as a board, we got into it. Everything got smooth, and I'm honored to be vice president for a second term.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for those comments, and I would agree with that as well. So, wow, we're just moving right along here. That takes us to closed session, and we will be, let's see, it's about 20 after 8, so at 8:30, if we could meet in the conference room for closed session, and then we'll return to close the meeting. Thank you. So welcome back to open session. And I can state that we have no actionable items from our closed session to report. And with that, thank you everybody for your support today, and we'll look forward to seeing everybody in 2 weeks. Thank you.